Okay, episode 6 is over. A lot of action went down on this episode, so think about what you guys saw, right? Alright, we had the truck that blasted the wall at about 100 miles an hour and took the whole front end of the truck off, okay? He had a lot of damage to that thing. You know, they were kind enough, and I say kind enough, to let him fix this thing. They didn't have to do that, but they did. And Jason managed to get the truck back together, put new headlights in, and, you know, finish the second leg of the show. Some of the things that they didn't explain on the show, I want to explain to you guys. Jimmy and I, when we were running, you'll notice in the beginning of the episode that we said that our tire was down to 20 pounds of pressure, which it was. What they failed to show is that the episode prior, when we were, I think it was the episode prior or the one before, when we were in the mountains in California when the Mustang went out, we actually whaled a pothole at about 70 miles an hour. We dented the front right rim. Had a big, you know, nice little ding in it. Because of that, we couldn't hold pressure. Every morning we had to fill the tire up. By the end of the whatever leg we were doing, the tire would go down. It would stop and hold at 20 pounds, but it would hold, you know, but it wouldn't maintain a constant, say, 38, 35 pounds of pressure in the front. That kind of bit us in the ass because it threw the alignment off, threw everything else off. As far as the challenge goes, you know, when we first saw that, you guys got to remember there, when you sign up for a show, you really don't know what to expect. You don't know what they're going to ask you to do or what, you know, you're going to have to put your vehicle through and everything else. Now, like the Charger's my baby, obviously. Now, we saw a wall. The first of all, light bulb thing was crazy enough. Then we see a wall. And when they explain it to you, they say, well, you know what? This wall is 60 feet away. You just have to stop your car in 60 feet. Now, you know, if anybody out there knows anything about cars, which I'm assuming everybody does, you name me a car that stops from 60 miles an hour and 60 feet. That's how far away the wall was. That's why the truck blasted it at 100 miles an hour. A couple of little shifty things on that thing that I can't go into, but just know that stuff wasn't always as it seemed, okay? You know, the Mexicans, they're out. You know, the only thing I can say about that is that was the most expensive crap that Caesar ever took in his entire lifetime. Everybody hated to see him go, but in the same token, as Jim said, it's, you know, it's getting closer to the money, man. Everybody wants the cash. Everybody wants the money. Everybody wants to go after it at this point. And people, we were starting to get really cutthroat. Just because in the beginning you think, well, you know, everybody's going to be friendly and everything, you know, and in the beginning everybody is. Coming down to the $200,000 mark, everybody's like, okay, it's time to get serious. You know, God, there's stuff that I want to go in and I want to tell you guys about the episode that I just can't do. Things aren't always as they seem. Let's put it that way, okay? You know, as far as Brian and Danny and Jason and Jake getting in that argument, yeah, that happened. That's not scripted, and I hope you guys don't think any of this show is scripted, because it's not. They hated each other. That wasn't an act. That wasn't like you know, a quick little thing. They loathed each other. They really didn't like each other. Because of that, it caused a lot of animosity on the set. You know, they would walk by each other, they would speak, they would, you know, just give each other dirty looks and everything else. Problem was, you got two guys that are both really competitive, driving two completely separate vehicles, completely different vehicles, but they both still had an equally good chance of winning. Okay, so that was one problem. Then you got the Zakara brothers that all of a sudden started finding their way, which is a very interesting thing to everybody, just because they couldn't find their way out of a paper bag in the beginning. You know, then we realized, because, you know, we realized when we were going that when everybody caught us, our speedo was off by 5 miles an hour. Now, 5 miles an hour over a couple of 100 miles, that's a big deal, man. That's a lot of time. That's 10, 15, 20 miles that people can catch you up on. That bit us in the ass bad. But, like I always say on this show, you only had to beat one team to continue. That was the last place team. The only team that mattered for anybody on this show to beat was the one on the bottom. As long as you came in second to last, you were good, didn't matter. Because the following day, you started anew. Every playing field was leveled, you went out, you did your thing, and you were good to go. So, this was a pretty hairy episode, to be honest with you. There was a lot of tension with everybody, and it was a little nerve-wracking, to say the least, when we got into Salt Lake. You know, a lot of speculation going on about what was happening, who was going to get bagged, and you know, it was rough. And again, it's becoming more cutthroat, and everybody's really got to understand that. So, you know, like I said on all these things, you know, log on to the Bullrun website, ask us questions. The forum's up, and we got people, God, we get emails every day asking us what happened, and I've gotten questions of how'd you set the car up and stuff like that. Email me and I'll tell you everything you want to know. Just go on the forum, look for MrAngry, post, and I'll get back to you. And so all the other cast members are really good about doing that. But yeah, this was a hairy one. Next week is pretty hairy as well. Again, you got a lot of action going on. You got a lot of animosity between teams. You're gonna see the Olds boys get pissed. You're gonna see us get pissed. You're gonna see, you know, the Honda guys. It's just everybody goes for the jugular. So, you know, that it is what it is, man. But remember, go to the Bullrun website, register there. You know, we'll give you all information on whatever you need to know, and email me personally. You can go to MySpace and, you know, check out the Bullrun page on MySpace and email people there and so on and so forth. So, you know, I hope everybody's enjoying the show, and I hope that for season 2, you guys go out there, man, and apply, because it's one of the coolest, most nerve-wracking, most frustrating experiences you will ever have in your entire life. That's it, guys. Listen, enjoy next week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.